Welcome to the Big 12 Insiders, your Big 12 sports show. Here's your host, Brien Hanley.
Hey, everybody, what's going on? This is your man, Big B, Brien Hanley. Welcome back to Big 12 Insiders. Appreciate you guys showing up and showing out like you always do. I'm still battling this cold, so I know I sound nasally. I apologize. That's all I can say. Going to stick through it and get through this week. Hopefully I feel better next week because tournament time, at least in the Big 12, and all conference tournaments will be going on next week. So let's go through today. Look, today, last game of the regular season. We don't have any Sunday games. Everything is on Saturday. Now, it's not an action-packed weekend with all these stellar matchups. That is a little disappointing to me. But still some intriguing things going on. Still some intriguing games going on. We'll go through all of that. But before we do, remember, like, follow, subscribe, continue to get in the comments section, and always hit that notification bell so you know exactly when Big 12 Insiders content comes out. So let's get into this. First things first, Iowa State goes to Manhattan, Kansas to take on Kansas State. It might be a little bit of a revenge game for Iowa State. They got blown out at home the last time these two teams met. K-State's a different team. I know they won the other night against Cincinnati, but they're a different team than what they were then. But you could also say the same thing about Iowa State, but we'll see what happens. Iowa State's got to get some momentum going into the tournament, not just the Big 12 tournament, the NCAA tournament. They're better than Kansas State. Doesn't mean they're going to win this game. It just doesn't. I'm picking Iowa State, but don't be surprised if you don't see the Wildcats pull off another upset here. It just kind of seems like that's how their season is going, man. Seems like that's how their season is going. Next up, Cincinnati, unfortunately, not going to get an at-large berth into the tournament, going to Oklahoma State. They had things in front of them. I thought they had to win out. Obviously, losing to Houston, you can get by that, but then you lose another one at home to Kansas State. You're not making it. You're just not making it. They got to win the tournament to be able to get in. This game against Oklahoma State, I'm taking Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State at home is a different team. Look, for everything that Wes Miller said about his Cincinnati ball club after the Kansas State game, if that's true, don't expect a team that just lost out on a chance to go to the tournament. They know it, to go on the road for the last game of the year and put up a crazy effort. I just don't expect that. I'm picking Oklahoma State to win this game. TCU at Colorado. Give me the Buffaloes. TCU is different at home than they are away. Colorado's been playing better basketball as of late. I think they're going to want to try to end the season strong, and I believe Colorado can win this basketball game. TCU has opportunity to finish at least 500, in the conference, but I think Colorado gets this when they're at home. Like I said, they're playing better basketball, and TCU is just so different on the road than they are at home. Big game in Lawrence, Kansas. Arizona going to Kansas. Kansas actually has played better in the last two basketball games, even though they lost. They lost to Houston, they lost to Texas Tech, but they didn't play horrible in those games. There's an opportunity for them to get back on track. I'll say the same thing about Arizona that I said last week. Here's an opportunity on the road for you to go win a game that maybe a lot of people don't think that you can win. And not that Kansas is some juggernaut, because they're not. But I think for confidence purposes, I think Arizona needs to go win this game. I'm going to pick Kansas to win because, and quite frankly, I think Kansas needs the game more. I think Kansas' confidence needs this more than Arizona. Do I think Arizona's a really good basketball team? Yes. But I don't think they're as desperate as what Kansas is right now. You know what I mean? Sometimes the desperation level means something. And I think Kansas is desperate. They don't want to go into the Big 12 tournament losing 3 games in a row. They're at home, senior day. I expect the best effort that they have. Not that Arizona won't give their best effort. I think they will too. I just think it'll be enough. I think Kansas, they'll get out early, and I think they'll be able to win this game. I'm taking Kansas. UCF at West Virginia. Look, West Virginia has to win the game. They've got to finish at 500 in the conference. They need to win the game. They're at home. UCF, I mean, they can score the basketball. If they make a bunch of threes and get the tempo up and down, that'll cause problems for West Virginia. So I think this is going to be close, but I like the Mountaineers. Again, their tournament resume has been solidified, but they keep chipping away at it and chipping away at it and chipping away at it. If you lose at home to UCF to end the season, that might be the final chip to knock you out of the tournament without doing some real damage in the Big 12 tournament. So I think West Virginia gets this done just because they're at home and they know what lies in front of them. Texas Tech going to Arizona State. I would suspect that Tech tries to get out early and end the season for Arizona State. If you go and you punch Arizona State in the mouth, first 8-9 minutes of that game, you can end it because they're not going to put up a fight. They're ready for the season to be over. They've underachieved. They're probably going to get a new coach. Everything is saying Tech should blow them out. Now, I don't think Tech's going to blow them out, but I'm taking Tech to win. You know how much I like Tech anyway. I'm taking Tech to win the game, but I think they could blow them out if they get out early. If not, it'll be a close ball game, but I still think Tech wins because Tech is just better than Arizona State. Excuse me. Houston, going to Baylor. Everything that we know about Houston says they should win this game. They're tough. They're going to rebound. They're going to play defense. They can make enough shots. The one upset that I'm going to take this weekend, if it's really an upset, is Baylor. I think Baylor is so inconsistent, up and down, up and down. This will be the game that they're going to be really, really up for. I'm going to take Baylor to win this game. It's not that I don't like Houston. It's not that I don't think Houston is one of the best teams in the country, because I believe all of that. I just think Baylor, sometimes when you're so talented, even when you're not that good of a team, that talent plays up to its potential. And I believe in this game, that talent is going to play up to its potential. I'm taking Baylor in this basketball game. And then Utah at BYU. Utah just hired a new coach. BYU playing some of the best basketball, not just in the Big 12, but in the country. They're going to want revenge from that game that they lost early on in the season. I like BYU in this one to just keep it rolling. BYU is a really good basketball team. One thing that can't go overlooked is BYU. Kevin Young came from the professional ranks. And I think it took an adjustment period for him to get used to the college schedule, like the practices, a lot less travel. Even though you're going further distances, it's a lot less travel. You're going back and forth versus pros. You might be on the road 10, 12 days. You don't practice that much in the pros. Not a lot of practice time. In college, there's a lot of practice time. You're not playing 3, sometimes 4, maybe even 5 games a week. You're not doing that in college basketball. In the pros, you do. So I think him getting used to that took him a little while to do it. Once he did, his team responded. BYU is rolling. So, well, man, look, I apologize. I usually have a lot more to say, but I am not feeling well, so I got to cut this one short today. But I definitely wanted to get this out to you guys, so I appreciate that. Should be a crazy weekend in college hoops, but I'll be honest, I can't wait till the Big 12 tournament. I want to see what the bracket looks like. We'll know that tomorrow, and I'll see, or at the end of tomorrow anyway, see what the bracket is, and then we'll go from there, and we'll get ready for next week with the Big 12 tournament. Should be a lot of fun. Kansas City's a great place. If you haven't been and you're thinking about going, you should go. They know how to put on basketball tournaments. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you, and I will talk to you next week.
Thank you for watching the Big 12 Insiders, your Big 12 sports show. This has been a Spirit Street production.